locally. Whoa.
There we go. Yeah, usually I bounce it to OBS, but not doing that here. Hello, everyone out there,
Yo.
YouTube land, radio land, wherever you are. It is Vito and the brand. It is June 22nd, 2022. Had to look at the date there on my computer. Thank you for joining us. We're going to review tonight's AEW Dynamite. And whether you're joining us here on Vito TV or on the Pro Wrestling Planet podcast on Spotify or wherever, make sure you either like it or rate it or whatever you do on that platform.
Subscribe, thumbs up, the bell.
Yes. I think I about
Vito.
covered it all. Vito, how you doing, man?
I'm good. Brand, how are you?
Doing swell, doing swell.
Good. Well,
Another week down, man. It's Wednesday.
You know what that means. Let's do it. Let's do Dynamite for tonight.
We're just a few days away from the Forbidden Door show.
Oh yeah. Let's just let me have it put out there right now. Our predictions. Shout out to our predictions video and podcast. You can go watch that. They didn't go quite as planned, and we're looking at tonight, and we're seeing how the Forbidden Door card is showing up. We didn't get all wrong, but our prediction video is not 100% correct. So, but it's not so bad. But go ahead, let's start the show.
a lot of things have happened in between there. Of course, different injuries and stuff like that, and but when it was all
lot of unfortunate stuff,
right? Stuff that you can't control. But Vito, it's all said and done, and we'll break down this card when we're towards the twilight of the show here. Overall, I would say that I am still very excited.
I am very excited,
and I think that they definitely made the best out of the situation. I got to pull up my notes here on a secondary source. That way it doesn't. The brand's computer went down this week. The video might look a little different, a little weird. It might sound a little different, but we're rolling with the punches, folks. That's what we do. We can't disappoint.
That's right.
We've had Vito this rolling now. Right.
That's right. Vito and the brand will be here. We will be here every week. Brand is on a secondary device. He will be here no matter what. Hey, even if you gotta go to a third-denary device.
Right. Third generation.
That's how they say,
device,
right? Third-denary. Yeah. Whatever we gotta do.
I vote it's a word.
And me too. Webster. get it in there.
Merriam-Webster, if you're listening.
Yeah.
That's what we wanted in there.
Secondary, thirdary. Let's do it.
Yeah, so it is what it is. We're here doing it either way. Vito, this show starts off with a Bryan Danielson promo, even though I wrote Daniel Bryan promo because I'm still
I've been worried about. Something I told you about last week. Remember? I told you I was so worried about it, and it came true at the start of the show.
You just spoke it into existence, Vito. Like
I've been doing that for weeks. Oh man.
One of us will speak stuff into existence and it just happens, whether it's good or bad.
Well, at the end of this video / podcast, when I run down the card, I'm hoping to speak something else into existence. I'm not going to do it right now, but at the end of this, I'm hoping to speak something else into existence. There you go. So
something also happened. You hear, remember last week when we were talking about Tim White?
Yeah.
And then he dies. What the hell is going on, Vito? You know what I
I
mean? It's so weird. I was like, no, he's dead already. And you're like, no, he's not. And then
yeah, I
he does
know.
die over the
I
weekend.
totally thought about you whenever I read that news. I was like,
Right.
oh man, I wonder what Brand is thinking.
Right.
Uh,
Dude, this is some weird, like, some X-Files stuff going on
yeah,
here with our show.
yeah, I
But
know.
nonetheless, Vito, you spoke it into existence last week. And yes, indeed, uh, Danielson confirms he ain't going to be at no Forbidden Door. He ain't going to be at no Blood and Guts. But he says that, he did. The good news was he did have a perfect replacement. This was a weird because he did the promo like half kind of face, and then he did heel stuff in it as
Well,
well.
he pointed out that he came out the bad guy tunnel.
Right. Yeah.
You
I
guys
like
notice
how
I
he
came
put
out the
that.
bad guy tunnel?
Yeah. I'm the bad guy tunnel, so I'm not going to tell you guys.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell anyone who's taken my place. So,
And then later on in the show, they said when they were running down the card, they said the newest member of the Blackpool Combat Club. So whoever he announces is officially a member of the Blackpool Combat Club. So
interesting.
we'll talk about that later. I'm excited.
We'll throw out our predictions. I was going to ask you right now, but we'll save it.
Yeah. And then Saber comes out for no reason.
Dude, they do this all the time. I've noticed this
I
is like an
freaked out. I
AEW
was
thing.
like, oh shit. Oh, Zack Sabre Jr. is coming out. They're going to mix it up. And he's like, turn
Right.
around left. I was like,
Yes.
damn it.
They always do the guy coming out and he's like talking and no one can hear him. Like not even the people on TV. Definitely the guy in the ring can't hear him over the music. And then like that's just how they go to commercial. Like they do that every time. It's almost like it's like total video game. You know what I mean? I think about like the old video games and just like, you can't hear what they're saying. And the text is just going across the bottom.
Yeah, it's like they have him on the thing and they're like, and the commentator's like, I don't think this beef is going to end anytime soon.
Yes.
Like, how do you know?
But that's it's fine. It's not a big gripe of mine, but I was just pointing out that they do that all the time. But this is a bummer, Vito. This is a bummer that he can't make it. But then we get a Moxley backstage promo. Now, hear me out.
Talking about history.
His promo was great.
Every single one of them are.
Now, Danielson's promo was pretty good, but then it also like ended very anticlimactically. So I was going to throw this out there to you. Like, do you think that, like, don't get me wrong, I love the unscripted nature of the promos, but sometimes they just kind of end like flatly like this because they don't like, I guess they just don't plan an end to the promo kind of a thing. You know what I mean?
Danielson's kind of ended because he was like, this guy's going to change AEW, da-da-da-da-da. And then all of a sudden, Sabre Jr. came out. So that kind of ended. I can see how that, he didn't say anything to Sabre Jr. I'm guessing because he's not going to wrestle him. That's why he didn't have no confrontation for him.
Right.
Which, was anticlimactic, but that's all you're going to get. We'll see more of them in the future, just like we'll see more Punk and Kenta in the future.
So I wonder who it's going to be.
So that's what I think about that. And then Mox, he can do no wrong in my eyes. Mox is amazing.
And that was just what I was saying, just the contrast of the promos. It wasn't bad, but then you go to Mox's, who, it was a pre-tape, so maybe it was first take, maybe it was, who knows, but it came across so well. Then we get,
I have no respect for nobody.
pumping up him and Tanahashi.
Yeah.
Then we get our first match of the night. Orange Cassidy and RPG Vice against Osprey and Aussie Open.
Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis.
Boom. Vito's got the names for us. Vito, there's two types of people in this world. There's ones who love Orange Cassidy and those who don't. I think we're both in the love category, obviously. And this Green Bay.
I got an air freshener up there. Orange Cassidy air freshener up there.
Wow, did it smell like oranges?
I haven't opened it yet, but I'm assuming it is.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
And Wisconsin, wherever they were, Milwaukee.
Right? Yeah. In the UW Milwaukee Panther Arena.
They were lit for Orange Cassidy.
Yes.
And this really helped this angle get over, I think. So
yeah.
Go ahead, Vito.
There was
take a breath here.
They did that 3-way double bicep pose. Did you catch that?
I did not. It was like a Young Bucks thing.
No, it was basically just Orange Cassidy and Roppongi Vice just doing this in the middle of the ring. But dang it, what's his name? I always forget his name. Rocky Romero. He was late to it. So by the time he got over there, Trenton Orange had already stopped doing it. So it was such an awkward thing. And then that's when they were doing their dives. They went straight from the poses to the dives. And then that's when they caught him and did like a sandwich thing. So it's like, in my mind, I was like, first of all, you did the poses too early. You messed up the timing. So you deserve the messed up dive catch sandwich. That's what I have to say about that.
Well, like I mentioned, Cassidy, super over with his comedy stuff. The longer this match went on, Vito, I was thinking that like they were going to completely save Osprey and him going at it at all. But it did end up going there eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was going to go there a little sooner, but they paid it off eventually. Not enough, though, it seemed like.
It was very brief enough.
Yeah.
If I'm booking it, I maybe have them even briefer than that, if like at all, sort of a thing,
It just means the pay-per-view is going to be a banger.
Now, what the hell? This led to like this like crazy like stunner spot. What the hell happened?
Millionaire.
There? Oh, okay.
It's a Stun Dog Millionaire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The Stun Dog Millionaire.
Yeah.
So that's an Orange Cassidy thing, or is it an Osprey thing?
Yeah. No, it's an Orange Cassidy thing.
Oh, okay. My mind was blown. I had never seen that one before.
Yeah, it's one of his favorite spots that I like.
You're mentioning, you're mentioning all this stuff, a couple weeks ago when, I was like, I don't know about Osprey and the comedy match. And you're like, no, it's going to be fine, bro. Like, Orange.
No, they're going to do great.
It's going to be, and I'm sold after seeing this match is basically where I'm going with that.
There's 11 matches on the card, and I think that could be top 3 probably.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
They also did his partner, one of the other Aussie Open guys does this like crazy like pull up pile driver. Did you see that?
I don't know. I couldn't pick it out, but
they called it something else, but like he like deadlifted the guy. It was like a deadlift like pile driver thing. It looked really cool.
I missed that.
It looked insane. Looked like he broke.
It was a really good match.
Broke the dude's neck, and
there was a lot of team moves.
It's one of those things where I don't mind it. It's entertaining. Matches like this, it's just it's a bunch of stuff. And it drives all the traditional people nuts. I mean, I think it's great. Yeah, it doesn't follow any kind of like traditional like wrestling psychology.
I
But
didn't
like
write down the finish.
sometimes it's not about that. Cassidy won with the orange punch.
Okay, on who?
Well, it wasn't Osprey. It was one of the other guys.
No.
Yeah. It was the slimmer of the two guys, I want to say. Took the pin, but I'm not positive on that. But yeah, and then they end up in a 5-3 standoff. FTR makes the save to a big pop. So,
and the match went 11 minutes and 34 seconds. So good time.
And this is a 5-on-5, right? At the show. That is the idea with this. It's a 10-man.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, we'll do. I believe so.
Well, then we get a Jay.
That's going to be a good one.
We get Jay Lethal cutting a backstage promo on Joe. Basically, gives him an ultimatum, saying, you're either going to defend the belt or you're going to have to give it up, sort of a thing. That's what I got out of it, anyway.
Yeah, Lethal. This is something that I'm pretty close to done with. Lethal and the Indians are angry about Joe being gone because he wants that title, but they're the ones who got rid of him, and they're like, "You gotta come back and give me that title." But it's like,
right,
last time he was there, you beat him up, and then he came back, and then you beat him up again. It's like,
you're the one that put him out, right?
So, yeah. And then for the last 3 weeks, he's been coming there and complaining about he's not there. It's like, you need to move on from this.
It's reverse heel psychology,
Yeah.
He created it, but he's in denial over it, and he still wants to make himself look good. So he's gonna,
yeah, but I have a feeling it's like he comes back, and it's like, oh, look, Joe's back. Beat him up.
Right.
Get the shoulder.
I was thinking maybe Joe was, maybe it's another thing like Danielson. He's going to be injured for longer than they think he is, and this
that's just going to keep him relevant.
Or no, maybe just sets the framework for, having him give up the title. Possibly. I mean, the fact that they would even mention that in the promo made me think, well, that's maybe a possibility, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. I hate that.
Vito, I'm really interested in your take on the next segment, pal. Do we get Christian Cage interview? This had some good stuff to me, but was kind of all over the place.
Hey, let me start out with whoever's running the camera angles back there, which I think is Tony Khan. Whoever hit that "Why Christian Why" sign, like the moment he came out, genius.
Yeah,
genius.
See? That's some old school stuff right there.
Yep.
No, I mean, he says he's pissed that people cheered when he got eliminated from the Battle Royal
last year.
Right. Which was like,
I'm glad he actually had a reason. You know what I mean? Right. He could just be like, oh, I carried them around, just like made some generic reason. But he actually had a reason. He, chip on his shoulder reason. So I like that.
And it's one of those things, yes. It doesn't matter what the reason is, because the heel is just going to take it to the extreme anyway, right? So as long as you have the reason, that's half the battle, of course. And then he went into like this, he kind of did the same like MJF shit.
He did. Money,
running down the wrestling Twitterverse.
money. He said the one thing I got that I thought was so funny was roster bonus. Like roster bonus? The hell's a roster bonus?
Right. And it's weird because the way he did this, I don't know, man. This is like really I'm very confused by it.
Yeah.
Especially since it was just so similar to the MJF promo a few weeks ago. At least that portion. So maybe they're doing something with the two of them eventually, who knows? Maybe there'll be like maybe we got like a new like pinnacle thing happening. I don't know. But then he runs down Jungle Boy, starts in with all that stuff.
He says dad died, and it's a good thing his dad died because he would be embarrassed of him.
Right.
Well, he brought up the name of the late great Luke Perry.
Right. Well, this was after Tony cuts to the video of him talking crap to his mom after the whole thing went down.
You raised a piece of shit.
Right. And then they come back, and then he does the whole shocking, Luke Perry and the whole dead bit, which once again is like another, like, that's a total like MJF style promo, right? Like he's like the only other guy that would really like go there. You know what I mean?
I felt like when he was doing his like angry bit, when he's like, you can see the vein popping out of his forehead type angry. He was like, I felt like the first thing that came to my mind was that's what you have to do now. You have to get pissed off and you have to get overly angry because of what MJF did. Like now, if you're a heel and you want to break a good heel promo, you have to get that level. Like MJF set a bar and you have to get to that bar, not copy it, but you have to get to that level.
Well, Vito, that's an amazing point that I can't believe you just rolled off the cuff like that on, but absolutely. No, yeah, I agree. I mean, I definitely see that. You definitely set a level and you kind of, in order for your promos to actually stick as a heel, I guess you have to go there as well. So that's a good point. Now, he does the Luke Perry thing, says some other stuff, and then Luchasaurus hits the ring. And Luchasaurus is going to attack Christian until Christian says, "Remember Margo?" Right? Isn't that what he said?
Marco.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Marco stunt. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not listening to the podcast and not watching the video, I believe I just broke Brand by telling him that it was Marco stunt.
I'm sitting here like, and I'm like, where's Margo? I'm like, what are they doing? Is this going to be some kind of like Katie Vick angle or something like that? But no. Vito, explain this to me. So what's the deal with Marco Stunt then? Why is this relevant?
He was part of their group. It was the boy, the dinosaur, and his boy. And then Marco just was edged out and eventually fired from AEW, or a contract ended or something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right. I know he's
so so I think the angle he was going for is like Jungle Boy. I think where they're gonna go is Jungle Boy's the main character. Remember what happened to Marco? You're just as dispensable as him. That's where I think they're gonna go. But the problem I have with this segment is whenever he was, you're hurting me, let go of me. And Luchasaurus finally let go of him. You know what he reminded me of? Festus.
Oh my gosh.
Because he's kind of looking to the side, he was acting like a stupid dinosaur who had like never been talked to the way Christian talked to him. It was like, was Marco like a trigger word for you? Like, it was weird. He reminded me of Festus, like Marco was the bell that turned Festus off.
This totally blew my mind. And,
right.
But I'm glad that you cleared that up for me there, because I was very confused.
My
But
pleasure.
that makes a lot of sense. So the seeds have been planted, I suppose, for Lucha to possibly pick Christian over Jungle Boy. So we'll see how that all pans out. Then we get a Bucks promo with Kyle. Say they'll be in another. What was this, an 8? This is an 8-man.
On this part, I put Bucks and O'Reilly announce some match. Then I put then I'll put get to it later.
Well, I knew that it was Sting and Darby, but I wasn't sure who their New Japan partners would be.
Yeah.
Right.
I wrote it down on another part of my papers. I don't remember who it was.
Well, we'll cover that at the end when we go over the card. Then we get Malachi Black and Penta.
Netherlands versus Mexico.
Take us through this one, Vito. I watched this match. I enjoyed it. I do have a few notes, but I know Penta basically sold his back the whole time.
Part of me thinks that he might have hurt his back because he took a spill. I don't remember what spot it was. Let's see here. Let me see if I remember where he hurt his back. It might have been the barricade spot. Penta El Squiero. My thing about him is he has a lot of cool spots that I really enjoy. Like he did a cool backstabber out of the corner that I enjoyed a lot. I love his sling blade that he does. Malachi Black, to me, is like mainly kicks and knees. He has a devastating knee.
That avalanche pile driver is sick. That's the first time I ever saw him do that.
Avalanche fear factor.
Yeah.
Vince would never let that happen.
No, that move would never be done.
The rolling cutter from the apron by Penta. Just he's so fluid in the things he does, and the moves he comes up with are like, I mean, I've seen other people do him, but it's like he does them so good. He's a treat to watch.
So fluid, but yet he still remembered to sell the whole match if it wasn't like,
his back the whole time.
Yeah.
He was slow and sold his back on each move and everything. Actually, it was his back that got him to lose the match.
Right. That ended up being the downfall. Even though Malachi won it with a kick, but it just, he couldn't do certain moves because
Penta was going for the fear factor, not avalanche, fear factor from the ground, and he couldn't lift him. And as soon as he dropped Malachi, caught black mass, got the black mass to his old kisser. And Malachi beat him. And that match went 11-32.
Pac hits the ring. They have a stare down. Miro appears on the screen. And we have 3/4 of the match. Ishii is the fourth guy in the match, right?
Tomohiro Ishii.
Right.
I think did Miro call God a coward in that video?
I think he was calling someone in the match a coward, or maybe he was, I don't know.
His
I can't
Miro's
understand it.
promos have been touching on the anti-religious thing. What's that? Sacrilegious. They've been
Bordering on
touching on,
blasphemy here.
yeah, bordering on blasphemy. Good job. I like that one. So yeah, it's gonna be those four guys. I'm excited for that.
Another solid addition to the card.
Yeah.
We'll see who comes out with that belt. Then we get a quick Wardlow vignette where he threatens Scorpio Sky, wants the TNT title. Not really new news.
Think he's
there.
gonna get that?
Oh, he's gotta.
Yeah.
This is going to be their attempt to try to reestablish that title.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother thing I'll say for another show, and how him and Jade basically kind of like the same character, but with those two belts and what but I'm not going to get into it right now.
Yeah.
Then we get Adam Cole out for commentary. I was very surprised, Vito. We get Silas Young, bro, from ROH.
I did some research on this too.
I was excited.
I know. I like Silas Young. He last time I seen him, he was tagging up with the what's his name, the Beer City Brawler guy. You know him? Yeah. He's just a big old fat like redneck guy, like beer brawler, or I don't know.
The Beer
I'll
City
have to
Bruiser.
look it up, but Beer City Bruiser, I think is what it's called. Yeah, right. Good idea. So they're talking about Silas Young and Hangman before they had encountered before. So I had to do some research.
Right.
Ring of Honor 2013 Prospect Tournament. Silas Young was 32. Hangman Adam Page was a young Chris babyface, 21 years old.
Yeah.
A true prospect. Hangman tapped out.
Wow.
Didn't hit any of the spots that I love of him. That was before my classic Hangman. But
right. Fresh off the farm there.
Fresh off Virginia farm.
They mentioned, and it was nice that Excalibur mentioned that they had like a past in Ring of Honor, because I kind of assumed that. I was like doing the Rolodex in my mind of like, yeah, I'm pretty sure they were there around the same time. I don't really remember them, wrestling, a whole lot. But it was nice that he filled everyone in on that.
Yeah.
Really nice to see Silas Young.
Now I'm a fan.
They were pretty even to start it out. It turned into a chop battle.
Beer City Bruiser.
Right.
Got it.
And they would wrestle. They had a lot of great tag team matches with Brutal Burgers. Brutal Bob Evans name. And Cheeseburger.
I love Cheeseburger.
Absolutely. I wish we'd see Cheeseburger at some time. Maybe he does some dark matches or something.
Yeah, right? I heard he was on dark a couple times. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Oh, yeah. So this match was okayly good.
Yeah.
A lot of good back and forth to start her off.
They turn into a chop battle. And then, where was I? Oh, yeah. They take it outside. And this is what starts Page's shine in the match, basically. His like dive spots and, the big moonsault.
What is that? Is that Arihara? Arihara? Is that what that's called?
I don't know.
Arihara moonsault. I don't know.
It's like
Charlotte does it too.
Where it's like you go into a standing thing, basically, right?
Yeah. You moonsault from the top to the outside, and you're trusting that homie of yours down there.
Oh, for
sure.
You
are trusting them to catch you. But it looks cool. The way the camera hits it is good. So I like it.
Go Go ahead.
Now's a good time for me to say this. Okay, Mox is my favorite. I've made that clear since we started this video thing. But Hangman is my very, very, very close second favorite. I love every single move he does. He hits so many spots that I just, as soon as he hits it, it's like, oh yeah, Hangman. So it's like Hangman is, they're almost tied, but Mox's attitude when he wrestles puts him over the edge over Hangman. If I can just see Hangman heel turn, see what he looks like as a heel, might put him over.
You know what I noticed in this match about Page? Dude does a lot of clotheslines.
He does.
It's like a Scott Steiner level of clotheslines.
But they're all different. Somehow he hits them from different areas.
There are different variations, yes, but I never noticed it until tonight. I'm like, dude just did like 6 different clotheslines in this match, you know?
Yeah.
Like, what is
yeah. Like, did you know that you can do a clothesline from 6 different angles?
And it reminded me of a funny story that Zabisco told me when we did the shoot. It was like early 90s WCW, and I can't remember what match it was. I think it was Zabisco against like Regal or something like that, you know. One of those mid 90s WCW like TV title matches.
Yeah.
And you know, of course, at this time, guys like Steiner and Luger and stuff like that were kind of the rage, you know. Well, you know, I think Luger was gone to WWE at that point, but you know, you get my idea anyway.
Yeah.
And I guess after they came back to the locker room after the match, he said that Pillman, you know, like spoke up in front of the locker room, and he's like, Larry and Regal just went out there and had a hell of a match for 20 minutes, and they didn't throw one clothesline. And I thought that was pretty damn funny. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I never thought about it that way, about how, you know, some wrestlers probably just like hate that move because of that era. But anyway, yeah, other than that, though, then it kind of turned into like a textbook wrestling match. You know, Page did a bunch of stuff. Silas took over, slowed the match down, got the heat going. Page got some hope spots in, and then of course, you know, his multiple clotheslines, and ends up with the buckshot for the win.
Well, Silas does this weird springboard thingy-majig, which just kind of looks like he fumbled over the top.
Right.
And that's when Hangman did something, and then he ate the buckshot like a champion.
He took advantage and ends up winning the match, of course. But you know, Silas looked pretty good, and this sets up a promo here, right?
That was 8 minutes and 43 seconds.
Just under 9 minutes. So, you know, it's pretty good TV time there.
Yep. Good.
I think they did go into commercial towards the beginning of the match, but
yeah. And then we had story time with Adam Cole, baby.
We were gonna get story time, but then we got interrupted, brother.
Switchblade.
Jay White comes out, says, you know, it's basically the same deal as last week. You know, says it won't be either one of Page or Cole. And what ends up happening, Vito? I think, you know, he goes after Page.
Yeah.
Right. And then
well, Page slaps Jay White.
Right. Okay. He kind of initiated
it was nice.
everything.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Cole,
then Cole comes down there.
yep, Cole comes down. They end up 2-on-1. And
And
who do we
then
get to make the save?
Rainmaker.
A huge pop for Okada. This was worth the price of admission right here.
Oh man.
And speaking of great camera cuts, they cut to a shot of this woman that was just like, holy shit. The look on her face, I mean, I didn't recognize his music, but I recognized him, of course,
Yeah.
as soon as he came out.
Yeah, Okada's the man, dude. I'm a huge Okada fan. Ever since I watched Omega Okada 1, that was my first watch of Okada. Oh man, the Rainmaker is one of the coolest finishers, and it's so simple. It's such a simple move, but it's so cool to watch.
That was really, yes. I mean, besides like the old AJPW stuff that I was kind of shown by a friend of mine back in the day, that got me into New Japan. Those matches right there, plus Shibata. I gotta miss Shibata. But no, it was awesome to see Okada. And I thought we were gonna get a tag team match, playa.
I wrote that right here, tag match ? Right. I was like, oh yes. I was like Okada and Hangman versus Switchblade and Adam Cole. I was like, dude, Forbidden Door it up, baby. It's gonna be awesome. But things changed, and we'll talk about that later.
Right. We could throw it out there. It ends up being a 4-way, but we'll talk about it later. Jade and company do a backstage promo. They're doing a baddie search apparently. So get your
you can apply on Twitter.
Tweet them with hashtag baddie. I might just apply just for the hell of it.
I think we should apply for sure.
Both apply.
You gotta keep it 100.
And you also got to cut the S word.
Oh yeah.
They do this. They go to commercial, and then they come back with Athena and what's her name? Their response, Statlander. Always forget what her name is.
Yeah.
And they do a response promo when they get back from commercial. Thought that was kind of strange, the way that they line those up. But either way.
And they said that they have themselves a baddie.
Right.
Willow Nightingale.
What? Baddie, Waddy. Or even, even smoking a fatty. I mean, so.
Yeah. Ooh, fatty.
Then we get Maria Shafir and Tony Storm, and I thought, oh geez, Vito, we're gonna finally get to see if my theory was right. We're gonna see how good of a match Shafir has with Tony Storm. And
I gotta be honest with you, I didn't pay much attention to this match.
Fair enough.
I gotta keep it 100.
Well, you didn't miss much, but I will say this, okay? Much better match than the match that Rosa had with her a couple weeks ago.
Okay. I just want to say, did you catch why Shafir had Nyla Rose out there with her?
I did not. I was wondering what that was.
I have no idea. And no Vicky Guerrero. So it's not like there's a Vicky Guerrero stable.
Right.
So I didn't understand. I don't remember there being like a backstage thing. I'll have to look into that more and come back with a thing next week.
They might have
why Nyla and Shafir.
They might have done something on Rampage, even though I actually watched Rampage last week and I don't remember.
Maybe it was a dark thing
happening. It might have been dark too. Yeah.
I'll look it up on Dark to see. I like on Dark and Dark Elevation where you can look on the YouTube thumbnail and it shows you who's going to wrestle.
Right. You can see everybody on there.
You can pick out somebody. Yeah. I like that.
This match was completely different, of course. And I think it was great whoever put it together, probably Tony Storm, of course, came up with this idea where she was just like, basically like, all right, Marina, you're going to get 90% of the match. Like literally she got the whole match, and Tony Storm just sold her ass off.
Yeah, but Marina Shafir no-sold one of Tony's headbutts.
Really? I did not catch that.
Yeah, Tony hit her with like a solid bam headbutt, slung her hair back and everything. And she fell, took the nice bump, but soon as she took it, she got right back up. I was like, oh wow, is that payback for
weird
something that happened before?
I did not catch that, and maybe that's why the match seemed so off balanced, with the offense going one way or the other.
So once I saw that, I kept watching to see if she was going to no-sell anything else, but that's the only thing I saw.
Well, they avoided that by just having her take most of the match. And maybe that's what actually happened, dating back to the Thunder Rosa match. I don't want to get too deep on this here, but if I want to theorize for a second, maybe, I'd have to go back and watch it, but maybe it was Shafir that no-sold first, and Rosa just like retaliate, you know what I mean? Just gave her like a bunch of receipts in the match. You know what I mean? That's also
now possible. I want to go back and watch that.
Right. Because if you're saying that she no-sold a headbutt, I mean, she is the greener wrestler. You know what I mean? It's like she's barely wrestled, and you know what I mean? Just ring
From
time.
what I saw, it was a good match. From what I saw, it was good. I thought it was good.
We'll see what happens, but yeah, Tony Storm ends up winning with a roll up.
It was a nice roll up. It was a cool.
And
it went 7-19.
Nyla Rose gets involved, but Thunder Rosa comes in to make the save, and then her and Tony Storm face off. They're having a match.
Storm used the belt to knock out Nyla Rose.
Yeah, that created an interesting, like, what are you doing with my belt, bitch? Sort of thing. They face off. What do you think of this, like, babyface versus babyface deal? And do you think that we see a turn possibly?
Yeah, Thunder Rosa.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we have a Thunder Rosa turn, because if Tony Storm were to turn, it wouldn't matter. No one would care.
Right.
You know what I mean? She don't have much of a following, really. So no one would really, no one would be invested in her turn. But if Thunder Rosa were to turn, that's huge. That'd be huge. But
I like that idea. I think they should just do it slowly, though. Maybe not do it all at once. Maybe like Rosa, like, she just like kind of cheats to win. You know what I mean? It's like questionable, like, you know what I mean? She doesn't like fully cheat, but like you leave the match on Sunday thinking she kind of cheated to get that, you know what I mean? Or she kind of took the low road to win that one.
Yeah.
But like you're still kind of
like
on the fence.
Tight.
Yeah, like a little tight. Yeah, maybe something like that. Just something minor.
All right.
Maybe not do the full turn yet. We'll see how they do it, but I like your mode of thinking there that she's going to go ahead and turn. Then we get a Sting Darby promo, and they're in the same place where Moxley gets to do his promo. So like, what's the difference? Is there a certain access to like a cool promo space?
Yeah, and there's like, the promo corner.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you guys get the basement, and Jade Cargill gets the actual like set backstage.
Yeah, the really nice,
you know what I mean?
The baddie area. Yeah.
It's just like, okay, well, apparently they're hanging out in the boiler room with John Moxley, because that's the same place where he cut his promo earlier. They're building up that match.
They announced the Japanese guys they're hanging out with.
Right. Which we'll get to. And then Vito, I was trying to set up for the show. So take us home here. We got Jericho.
Okay.
And Archer.
No.
I skipped some shit. Okay.
We had a video package of something that once again Vito talked into existence. I
can't skip over that.
We have Phoenix and Andrade will be wrestling on Rampage.
There you go.
What did I say last week? What did I say? I say Phoenix and Andrade. I say, wow, they're really good out of this right here. What was it? Was it the Battle Royal that I saw them in?
It had to have been, yeah, because Andrade.
I think it was the Battle Royal. They had like a little mix-up, and I was like, man, I want to see them one-on-one. Bow, bow. Yeah.
There we go.
On Rampage. All right.
Tony Khan should just put us on the payroll at this point.
I'm really thinking. I know. He's definitely watching the show. He's like my one viewer a week.
But hey,
it's more likely he's listening to your podcast.
He gets us on the Spotify feed.
Yeah, he definitely gets it on the Spotify. I doubt he's my one viewer on YouTube. So this is where they announce the whole card. Excalibur announces it like 30 miles an hour.
Did he do Did he do the speed? The 2X version. Like
at the end of it
on the podcast.
Yeah, at the end of it, the guys are like, "Are you all right, Excalibur?" And then he doesn't say anything. They're like, "Excalibur's gone." He had to take a minute.
Take us through this main event then, Vito. What this was a setup for their match, basically. I mean, from what I could gather.
So
I know Suzuki came out at the end.
We got William Regal on commentary. Right. And Tanahashi and Mox, they get in the ring really fast because it's a brawl to start her out. Mox, I was gonna point this out. Mox without Justin Roberts is just not the same. I don't know where Justin Roberts is, the Dapper Yapper. He's been gone for at least 2 weeks now. It's not the same.
John Moxley.
Yeah, Gian. Dasha Fuentes, I think her name is. I don't know. She's good. Yeah. We miss Justin Roberts. If Justin Roberts is not healthy for some reason, get well, Justin Roberts.
Where the hell are you, Justin?
Just come back, Justin Roberts. So Chris Jericho does this bulldog thing on Tanahashi that I think was supposed to be reversed, but he reversed it from one corner of the ring all the way to the other, and I'm not sure exactly how it was supposed to pay off, but it didn't at all. Tanahashi through this whole match looked so uncomfortable and awkward that it just bothered me. Did you watch this match closely like I did here?
I was in and out because I was trying to
set up. I did not enjoy this match. So I'm just going to talk about other things because Lance Archer was intense and comes off as a really good monster. He reminds me of someone like Abyss, Sid, Kane in his later years, like after he lost his mask, how he had that real intensity, Sammy was all over the place. He was interrupting all over the place. The whole match was really scattered. It really was.
They did a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. The finish was really good. Solid paradigm shift, and Tanahashi hits his the frog splash. They call it a high fly flow on Archer.
Say that 7 times fast.
He hit that on Archer. The match only went 12 minutes, so Take that for what it is.
And then they did the stuff, Suzuki comes out and all that.
Yeah, Eddie comes out, then Yuta comes out,
Yeah.
then Suzuki comes out, and then Unimo comes out. And I listened to what the commentators were saying, and Unimo is one of Mox's proteges from when he was in New Japan.
Okay.
So I was supposed to look that up. I didn't write that down, but I think he might have been a young lion back then.
Okay.
So that's who he is. He's Mox's protege from Japan. So then Jericho Society comes out. Proud and Powerful
Society
come out.
hits the ring. Yeah.
There's refs all over the place. There's agents. There's security. There's popcorn. And the whole time all this is going on, Mox and Tanahashi are just in the ring staring at each other. They're just standing there. Every once in a while they'll look around. I don't know. Everything, the whole end of the show was just so weird for me. I don't know.
It was one of those things. They've really, and I mentioned this a few weeks ago, having to book this sort of a show in this small time period between the last pay-per-view and this one, no small feat at all. And it might seem kind of mishmash or whatever, but you got to hand it to Tony for throwing it together, I think, making this all work. We do have a hell of a card here. Let's go over it, Vito. Buy-in. Max Caster and Gun Club.
Scissor Crew.
Against the LA Dojo, which is Yuya, Alex Coughlin, Kevin Knight, and the OKC. So what's your prediction on this? Could probably go either way, huh?
I didn't know who any of those guys were.
Right. So
So Yumira, I found out he loses a lot. Alex Coughlin, his nickname's the Android, and he wrestled the Factory one time. The DKC and Kevin Knight, they don't even have a Wikipedia.
Oh wow.
Kevin Knight wrestled as was a security guard and a druid in WWE a lot. Let's see. Kevin Knight trained Darren Young, Eddie Kingston, and Reby Sky. And DKC beat Tom Lawler in the New Japan Cup 2 years ago. New Japan Cup qualifier 2 years ago. So there's those guys, and I think the Scissor Crew are going to win that one.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go with that too.
Only because I don't know any of those guys, and two of those guys don't even have a wiki.
If you're going to put over any NJPW associated guys, probably wouldn't be these guys, I would imagine.
No.
Then we got Bullet Club, Young Bucks, El Phantasmo, and Hikuleo is how you pronounce it. Yep. Against the Dudes with Attitudes, which, Shawn Michaels and Diesel are somewhere very upset that they're using this name. But either way, that's Sting, Darby Allin, Takagi, and Takahashi.
Okay, so in the prediction, or in the
Takahashi. I know Takagi too, but I can't picture him right now for some reason.
In my the other video we did when we were doing the card.
Yeah. The fantasy booking.
Fantasy booking, that's what I was looking for. I had Darby versus Takahashi. So, I mean, they're partners. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know. I think the Bullet Club, they're going to win that.
That's tough. It's one of these, a lot of these matches can go either way, especially when you're going with like these multiple guy matches.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just going to say, probably can't have the Bucks lose on this show. I would agree. Zack Sabre Jr. against TBA. Who do you think TBA will be?
I'm gonna keep saying it every time there's a person who's coming in and that's question mark. I'm gonna keep saying it. Claudio, he's got to come. He's the guy.
That's kind of the feeling I'm sort of getting as well. I don't know who
Claudio,
else.
Superman.
I don't know who else you could put there that wouldn't be a disappointment at this point. You know what I mean?
Problem is I I don't know if Zack Sabre Jr. is gonna lose, but
Okay.
I don't see if Claudio does come in, I don't see him losing either.
Oh,
So
that's a good point.
I couldn't give you a winner on that one.
Well, I mean,
So
we gotta have a winner, so maybe we get a schmoz in
Claudio,
that one, right? Okay.
what?
All right.
Schmoz?
Maybe a
Tony don't do
schmoz.
schmoz.
There ain't no schmozes.
Nope, Tony doesn't schmoz. I think they got one DQ in the whole company
Wow.
and
Okay.
one count out.
We have a 60-minute draw, and that's it. Maybe a draw.
Yeah, maybe.
I
But
don't know.
just because of it, I'm gonna say Claudio. Claudio for the win.
I'm trying to rack my brain to think of who it would be other than that. And there's really, there's not anyone else, that I don't think wouldn't be a disappointment at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody. Can't think of a name bigger than him. So, yeah. So if this happens, I would say he's got to win. But then there can also be like, they could do a thing where, well, I don't know. You said he's going to be a member of the club. So,
Yeah.
maybe he doesn't need to win right offhand. Maybe, I don't know. But it really kind of depends on who that guy is, because if it is Claudio, then it's tough to see him losing his debut.
Yep. That's
So
why I got him for the win.
That's the conundrum. Jericho, Suzuki, and Sammy against Kingston, Wheeler, and Shota Umino. Right?
And that's less sex gods is Jericho and Sammy. Let's get that straight. Less sex gods. And Minoru Suzuki. I am a Minoru Suzuki fan. That's a crazy bastard.
You just kind of get that feeling looking at him that he's not quite right. He didn't really,
Suzuki versus Mox is a great match. If anyone listening, if you can go find them wrestling, great match.
In the words of Jerry Lawler, it looks like his father took him aside and left him there.
So I got the old heels winning on that one.
Okay. Yeah, because that's interesting too. I mean, if you play it, if Cesaro or Claudio or whatever, or whoever wins that match, not that this is going to be the order per se, but how they break that up. Yes, because this is the other side of the Blackpool stuff. I'm going to take the house, and just to be different on this one, I'm going to go with Eddie and Wheeler and crew. Right. This next one's interesting, Vito. Will Ospreay, Orange Cassidy.
As much as
US title. The title can't change hands to Orange Cassidy, right?
I really hate to go against Orange Cassidy, but Will Ospreay's winning that match.
Yeah, there's no way. It's going to be great, but there's no way.
It's going to be great. They're going to steal the show.
All right. Vito's sleeper match of the night right there. I like that.
Yeah.
I think we're pretty much in agreement on that. Tag team championship.
Okay. Here's another one. Vito spoke into existence. And you said that they're probably going to drop Roppongi Vice out of there. I was like, nope, it's going to be another triple threat match. And what's funny is they got nothing to lose.
Right. They're the
They're
only
the only
ones
ones who
without
aren't
the
champs.
belts.
Yep.
So
FTR, United Empire, Great O'Khan, and Jeff Cobb, and then Roppongi Vice. Winner take all.
Okay. So triple threat rules, I'm gathering, or is it elimination? They do eliminations in Japan, don't they?
I think it's just going to be winner, chicken dinner, whoever gets the pin. And I'm going to go left field on this. I'm saying Roppongi Vice wins this.
RPG Vice. Wow.
Yep. Taking it right there to the house. Roppongi Vice.
It's hard for me to bet against FTR at this point. They kind of seem like they're the most established out of everybody. So that's going to be my pick. I just think you got to continue this huge year that FTR has had.
That is something, because New Japan tag titles are the only ones they haven't won.
See, there you go.
I mean, NXT, Raw, SmackDown, AEW.
It may continue to elude them, but maybe not. You could go either way there, but yeah, I'm gonna go FTR. You got RPG Vice, so we'll see who ends up winning that, brother.
All right, all right.
AEW Women's Title: Rosa, Toni Storm. We kind of talked about this earlier. You know, you mentioned the possible Thunder Rosa heel turn, so we think pretty much keeping the title here. I think we both. I think
so.
We both can kind of agree on that one.
Yeah, I think Toni Storm's not the next champ.
Not right now, at least. I think you gotta see this thing out with Thunder Rosa at least for a little bit longer, especially if they do try to do this heel turn. It should help freshen her up for the long run. And then we got the All Atlantic four-way match: Malachi Black, Pac against, it'll always be Pac to me. I see that, and it's like Tupac in my mind, so I'm like,
bastard.
You know what I mean? Miro and Tomohiro Ishii. Who you got in this one?
I think Miro. I'm going with Miro for this one.
You know, we had this idea where we thought that this title would be kind of created to stay in New Japan in a way, as kind of like an olive branch. So I'm going to go with Ishii. Even though he's not, he's kind of.
I like his name.
Yeah,
I like how you got to pronounce that second I.
Right.
Ishii.
You got to commit to the bit.
Yeah, Ishii.
Okay, well, we differ on that one as well, but that's fine. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Now we got the title matches. IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, another four-way. Jay White, Okada, Hangman, Adam Cole. Who we got here?
I think they're going to throw an interesting curveball on this one. I say Okada wins.
Okay. I could see that.
I got Okada winning this. What about you?
You know, the fact that it's a four-way makes me think that you know, there's like a political thing here about like who pins who, sort of a deal. And I was thinking about that because of the like the three-way or whatever the match was going to be, or maybe it was a different match, but you know, thinking about how politically it's all going to be received.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, to make a long story short, there's what I would like to see, and there's like what I think is realistic, kind of. This is basically how I see this here. Realistically, I think Jay White keeps it.
Yeah.
But then again, like if it's me, and I've heard, you know, this is either like a fan theory or whatever, but like the whole thing of like, wouldn't it be cool if like the belt switched? You know what I mean? and this will bleed into the next match, of course. But yeah, if we have either Paige or Cole,
that would be weird.
And then Tanahashi wins against Moxley.
I would love for Hangman to pin Cole.
Right. See, there you go. That's perfect. No, that could happen. Hangman pins Cole, wins it, and then he goes to Japan and like he can immediately lose it back to Jay White or somebody if he has to.
Yeah.
I think that's a great
yeah.
That way New Japan doesn't have to give up a win or a loss on their side at all. They get a win and no losses out of it. I don't know. Even though their guys, not winning their title.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, so that's your official prediction?
I think
Cole?
No, I think Okada's gonna win that.
Oh, that's right. Okada. That's right. Okay.
I would love to see Paige pin Cole though.
Okay. Well, that bleeds into the other one. Moxley Tanahashi. Realistically, you think Moxley, but then again, I don't know. They could do something weird, and Tanahashi's the guy. But I'm going to stick in reality and probably go with Moxley. Yep. What do you think?
I got my boy on that one.
You can't go against your boy, right? You can't go against the family.
Against Mox. I'm already going against Orange and Hangman. So I got to go with Mox.
You got to keep it real. You got to keep it 100 at some point.
I got to keep it 100. 100.
Yeah, Vito, I'm going to have to watch this pay-per-view on tape delay. I'm going to be out of town this weekend on my lovely anniversary.
Oh, yay.
Yes, it is very yay. It's kind of one of those things where it was like, I did not even here? I didn't make the
Where are we at in the anniversary zone?
For wedding anniversary, this will be our 7th, which is what we're celebrating.
Ooh.
7th wedding anniversary, which leads into this November, which is like the 10-year, of just like being together, regular.
Congratulations.
So yes, thank you, my man. 7 years since we made it official.
Wow.
Before everyone and God and all that stuff. So yeah. No, it's one of those things where I just didn't even make the correlation until like last weekend. I was like, yeah, Forbidden Door, I think it's next weekend. It's next weekend. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be gone. Unless, wait a minute, is the show on Saturday or is it on Sunday?
No, Sunday.
It's on Sunday. See,
yeah,
I'm out. I will be on a getaway with just me and the missus. So we'll have to do our recap. If we're gonna do a recap, probably when I get back, or maybe we'll just blend it into next week episode, whatever works. But yeah, I'm still looking forward to the pay-per-view regardless. Regardless, it will get watched at one point or another. I'm kind of excited because then I can actually like pirate it and feel okay about it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. Probably shouldn't be talking about this on the podcast. But we'll go ahead. We'll go ahead and wrap this up. Vito, you can find Vito on Vito TV on YouTube. That's where you're watching us now, possibly. Or you're listening to us on Spotify, Pro Wrestling Planet Podcast. Vito.
Another great Wednesday.
Let's enjoy Forbidden Door, brother.
I will. And I'll see you.
Pay-per-view.
Do it. Legally. Give me 2 sweeties, brother.
Don't pirate it. Order it. We'll see you next week. Ow!
Bam.
Woo. Nice.
You're gonna cut all that